Gentlemen, this is the day that the Lord has made. We're rejoicing and we're glad in it. Today is Wednesday, W-I-N-S Day, Wednesday. It's Winning Wednesday. And we are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Whether you're watching us from my phone on Instagram or through our streaming service on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, or any other platform, I want to welcome you to the Ramon Preston Show. Appreciate all of you for continuing to support the movement. As a preacherpreneur of over 20 years, it is my mission, it is my assignment to heighten the awareness of God's people, because I truly believe God has given us the power to get wealth. And if we utilize that power, we can change and transform not just our lives and our legacies, but the lives of so many people that we come into contact with. So even before we get started on today's show, let me say this. If you are a small business owner, especially if you are a man or a woman of faith, the content that I create and share on social media, the services that I offer as a business and real estate consultant, coach, and educator, this content and these services are strategically for you because, number one, I am a entrepreneur, a preacherpreneur. I'm a man of faith, and I'm a business owner, and I understand how important it is to merge those two worlds together so that I can not only fulfill my spiritual mission and assignment, but my social economic mission and assignment. So you don't have to be a man or woman of faith to utilize the principles and the concepts that I teach. But if you are a man or woman of faith, this is right up your alley. So with that being said, I want to welcome you to the Ramon Preston Show on this beautiful Winning Wednesday, June 5th, 2024. If you don't know, now you know. My name is Ramon Preston. I am the host of the Ramon Preston Show, and we show up here on social media live as much as we can to give you information that can help you start, structure, and scale your business, your income streams, your wealth building dreams. What's even better about the content that I share with you and the services that I offer to you as a consultant, coach, and educator is that I'm living it. I'm doing it myself. I wake up every day like I have for over 20 years as a preacherpreneur to not only serve my church and my congregation and community, but to serve the marketplace. And I have so much fun doing it. I'm so grateful that we have so many people whose lives we've changed, so many small business owners who we have helped start and structure their businesses. And that's why we show up on the Ramon Preston Show. I want you to do me a quick favor. If you would be so kind, please put in the comments what city, what state, country, or planet you're watching your boy from. Let me know where you're watching us from today. I would love to know where you're watching the Ramon Preston Show from. All you have to do is just put it in the comments, which, by the way, my team, my squad, they are live with me. So they lurking in the chats and in the comments. So if you have a question, feel free to drop the question in the comments. If there's something specifically that you need information on, my squad, our millionaire concierge, they are affectionately known as millionaire concierge in our community. They're always available to answer your questions. If you look in the description on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, or X, you won't see it on Instagram because we're streaming live from my phone, not from our streaming service. But if you look in the description of the video for today's live, you will see a link. There's a link inside of that description. Just in case you have to jump off before we finish, I just want you to know there's a link to a free business assessment workbook. So as a consultant and coach, even as a educator, I do a lot of one-on-one sessions with my clients, even with our mentees and students when I need to. And one of the things that we do when we have our one-on-one sit downs is we conduct a business assessment. And there are certain areas of an entrepreneur's business that we want to assess. We actually have a 5-step process. We call it the AIDIE process, AIDIE. And there's certain things that we want to look at. There are certain systems and processes we want to make sure that you have. And there are a lot of points in your business that we dig deep into to make sure that you can engineer a successful business. It ain't easy, but when you learn the system, when you understand the process, you're able to gradually start building a successful business. And so what we're doing, at least for this week, it may change next week, but for this week, every day, we have offered this free business assessment workbook. So it's about 17 pages, and this is what we use not just to walk our clients and mentees and students through when we're having one-on-one sit downs, but we challenge them every quarter to use this 17-page workbook to reassess their businesses every quarter. So for everyone that's in our Millionaire Mentorship program, it's a 1-year program. We challenge them every quarter to do a review on their business by using this workbook so that they can see where they are based on where they were 90 days ago. We're offering that to you for free. All you have to do is click that link in the description. That link is going to prompt you to Ramon Preston University, our university training platform, and you're going to see a free resource library. And inside of that free resource library is many other data points, other documents that you can use as well. But inside of that resource library, you're going to see a free business assessment workbook. And if for some reason, when you download that workbook and you start going through it, if you have questions, I encourage you to circle those areas that you have questions on or highlight those areas, and don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to provide for you a free strategy call, meaning that there may be 2 or 3 questions that you have about your holding company, about integrating a certain system and process. Maybe you're in real estate and you're trying to figure out, how do I build out my real estate division, or how do I price my products and services, or how do I make this physical product into a digital or intellectual product? These are all the things we go through in the workbook. All you have to do is reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to offer you a free strategy call. And you can text the word strategy. Text the word strategy to one of these numbers, okay? So this is the freebie. I'm giving this to you for free 99, and I'm sharing it with you before I get into today's topic, because if you got to jump off early, at least you know you can always come back. Take advantage of our free business assessment workbook, download it, and if you have any questions, we'll give you a strategy call. Just text strategy to one of these numbers, 678-276-8253 or 678-276-8556. You should screenshot this so you can always come back to it as a reference. Now, with that being said, today, ladies and gentlemen, for the few minutes that I do have your attention, especially if you are a small business owner or you're thinking about becoming a small business owner, today I want to talk to you about 5 things small business owners should master. There's so many things you got to learn as a small business owner, but there are 5 things you as a small business owner should master, okay? And I want to give you all 5 of these things. The first thing you should master is the holding company concept. Everybody that I teach the holding company concept to, they all almost every time tell me this has been one of the biggest game changers in their life personally and in their business professionally. So this is something that you as a small business owner should master. Now, when I say the holding company concept, what am I referring to? I'm calling it a concept because I'm not just talking about you becoming a master at setting up a LLC. Anybody can set up an LLC. You could go to your Secretary of State, file articles of organization. It may take you 10, 15, 20 minutes at best. You file your paperwork within a couple days or a week or so. The Secretary of State, they're going to send you or email you a certificate of existence or a certificate of organization. You're going to go to the IRS's website, fill out the online SS4 form, get your EIN number. You could take your EIN number, that letter, and your certificate of existence or organization for your LLC, and you go to any bank and open up a bank account. Most people in today's world know how to do it, or they know someone who knows how to do it. Here's the thing. As a small business owner, just because you have an LLC or multiple LLCs doesn't mean you understand, and you know I ain't lying, it doesn't mean you understand the concept behind operating an entity or multiple entities. So first and foremost, when you master the holding company concept, you master the concept of knowing that in order for me to build wealth, I have to have an entity structure set up in a way that it gives me diversification within my operation. I hope I didn't lose you. Diversification within my operation. Let me give an example. If you have a product or service that you want to sell, you can put that product and service in a LLC, package it in a way that it has its own identity, it has its own entity, but you should not own that entity. You should have an entity owning that entity, and the entity that you own, which is the holding company or the parent company, will become essentially the asset manager that gives you the ability to parlay and leverage the assets within your operation. Whether these assets are ownership interests of other businesses, intellectual assets, copyrights, trademarks, real estate, vehicles, equipment. It could be so many different things, but they should all be under the umbrella of the entity that you own, and they should all be owned by that entity. Because this is how you're going to mitigate your risk. This is how you're going to lower your taxes. This is how you're going to implement certain creative strategies to increase profitability and the net worth of your company. All of this is about the holding company concept. And you as a small business owner should master the holding company concept, okay? The second thing small business owners should master is asset management and acquisitions. Now, I'll be honest with you. When it comes to the holding company concept, I've mastered that. I mean, I have whole training courses on this. I can't even tell you how many people I have personally consulted, coached, and educated on the holding company concept and how many holding companies I am personally responsible for. I can't even tell you. I mean, it's countless entities that exist today that I'm personally responsible for, whether it's because my company set them up or my company consulted, coached, or educated the person or the people who set them up. So the holding company concept and all the operational strategies that fall up under it, I got that. I mean, I'm the guy for that. And I have a whole lot of clients and students that will vouch for what I'm saying. When it comes to asset management and acquisitions, I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm learning this concept more and more, and I am becoming a better asset manager and acquisition specialist, not just from a business perspective, but also from a real estate perspective. But this is something that you as a small business owner have to master. Now, let me explain it to you. When I talk about asset management, I am in a way talking about you becoming your own Wall Street, you becoming your own BlackRock, you becoming your own Blackstone, you becoming your own Vanguard. That's how you should approach business. Remember, all you might be wanting to do as an entrepreneur or small business owner is go into the marketplace, grind it out, sell a couple products, provide some services, and make a little money. And I'm not going to say that's not what you should be focused on. What I am saying is, in addition to selling the products or providing the services, you got to elevate your intellectual operational game to become an asset manager. And the fact that you create a holding company with operation companies under it, it by default makes you an asset manager even when you don't know how to manage the asset of other businesses. But at least structurally, you have it set up that way. Okay? So you want to become a master at asset management. And the first asset you're going to manage should be the asset of other businesses that your parent company owns. And then you're going to start building those assets out. You're going to start accumulating certain assets, and the accumulation of assets may come from within or they may come from outside of your operation. It can be both. So let me give you an example. As an asset manager, what are some assets you're going to accumulate? Well, you're going to accumulate intellectual assets. That means whatever products I sell or services I provide, I'm going to create different variations of those products and services. So for example, if I have a product and it's a physical product and you can purchase it in a store or purchase it online, can I create a digital product? If it's a service that I provide, can I create courses for that service for people who want to be in that service? Can I create content for people who need my services? So there are certain variations of my products and services. Can I copyright anything? Do I have certain proprietary systems? Do I have logos and trademarks and intellectual assets that could all be accumulated and fall under my holding company and become assets? This is how you're going to start building your net worth within. Now, in addition to the accumulation of assets, I'm going to learn how to acquire other assets. So acquisitions is going to be even bigger within the next 3 years or more, because there's a generation of entrepreneurs and small business owners and professionals who are leaving the workforce. They're leaving the marketplace, and they have the assets of their businesses that they don't want to run no more. Maybe they want to retire. Maybe they're burnt out. And we don't just see this in real estate. We see this in business as well. It can be in both. Now, I'm a business owner, but I'm also a real estate investor. So, of course, as an asset manager, I want to manage assets that I accumulate within my business. When I acquire other businesses or when I acquire real estate, I have to manage those assets and I have to know how to acquire them so that I can properly manage them and utilize them to increase my net worth. Nevertheless, this is something that you as a small business owner need to master. It's simple as that. Okay, the third thing you should master is, and I'm going to try to simplify this. The third thing you should master is how to offer high-level services as a consultant. And this is a concept that I teach a lot of people in my community, and I know it's hard for them to wrap their minds around, but this is something that you as a small business owner should master. How to offer, and notice the word that I'm using, how to offer high-level services as a consultant. So again, let me give you an example. If you trim trees for a living, if you cut grass, if you paint, if you wash cars, if you shine shoes, if you offer marketing services, digital services, if you're a web designer, whatever the services are that you offer, right? You shouldn't just see yourself as a service provider in that industry. You should also see yourself as a consultant in that industry, and you should work towards becoming the go-to person or the expert in that space. And if you understood the holding company concept, asset management and acquisitions, you would probably be thinking about how could you build a consulting business around the actual service business that you offer and provide, if that makes sense. So let me give you an easy example. If I shine shoes for a living, that's the service I provide. So I'm a shoe shiner, right? Well, I can also become a shoe shining consultant. I could become an expert in the space of shoe shining, and I could learn everything and share everything I learn about shoes, about shining them, about the right brushes to use, the polish to use, what type of stands you need to have, what locations you need to be in, how often. I could create a whole suite of consulting services behind the service of shoe shining. That's two separate businesses. And if I understand the structure of it, I could have two separate businesses and position myself as a high-level consultant, even though my consulting services are funneled into my shoe shining services. I'm telling you, that's the game right there. Number 4, the fourth thing you should master as a small business owner is the basic operations of systems and processes. You should master the basic operations. Now, I'm not saying you need to master all the complexities of operating systems and processes, but you need to master the basic operations. Now, when I say systems and processes, what am I referring to? I don't want to complicate it and get in the weeds, but this is what I'm referring to. When I say systems, I'm referring to platforms that house information. Okay? I want to master the basic operations of platforms like sales platforms, a CRM, marketing platforms so that I can look at the analytics of my marketing, administrative platforms so that I can monitor the KPIs, the key performance indicators of my business, financial systems like QuickBooks so that I can know exactly what's coming in, what's going out, what's left, what my potential tax liability is. I can forecast into the future to know what moves I need to make before I pay taxes. These are the basic operations of systems, platforms that house information. Processes are the measurable steps that I'm taking. So there are certain measurable steps that I need to take in my sales and my marketing and my administration and in my finances. And what I'm saying to you, even though it sounds so complicated, and maybe I'm making it sound like it's easy because I just know it, but the truth is I'm trying to do better at this every day. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be standing in front of this doggone camera with lights in my face in the middle of the day. I wouldn't be. But I have to figure this stuff out, and I have to continue to master the basic operations, which is why I'm here. This is a form of marketing I'm doing. This is a form of selling. This is a form of creating administrative activities that we can track, KPIs, to see what results we're getting. Okay? And if you as a small business owner don't know the basic operations of your sales volume, your KPIs for sales, your marketing, what results you're getting, your finances, you don't know if you're coming or going, how much money you're making, how much money is left, what your potential tax liability is, what moves you need to make for the next 6 months out the year. It is because you, and I'm going to say this respectfully, it is because you're not committed to being successful as a small business owner. Maybe this is just a hobby to you. I'm not talking to hobbyists right now. Most of my content on social media is not for losers. It ain't for people who are filled with excuses. My content is for entrepreneurs, small business owners, or potential future entrepreneurs and small business owners who want to do what they need to do and who are willing to commit to doing what they need to do and who are ready and eager to learn. If that ain't you, I'm just wasting your time today. The basic operations of systems and processes. And last but not least, the fifth thing small business owners should master is how to build a brand, and this is powerful right here, bring massive value. And I promise you right now, this is something you ain't gonna never stop becoming a master or working towards, because I know I haven't figured this part out. I'm still trying to figure out how to build a brand, but at least I know what I need to do. At least I'm learning. I have a coach, I have mentors, I have people who are helping me build my brand and holding me accountable to bring massive value. Massive value. So that means a part of building my brand is bringing massive value. Okay? If at least I believe this, and I have a lot of successful people who have agreed with this, as long as I continue to bring massive value to people on social media, whether it's you or someone else, at some point, the person who fits the profile of my audience and my perfect client will respond to me for us to do business together. Now, how much do I need to do in order to see results has to be tracked. That's where my systems and processes are at. And I've got to be positioned as a consultant and expert so that you or whoever it is knows that Ramon knows what he's talking about when it comes to certain business and real estate concepts and principles, right? And I've got to have a business structured and set up in a way that I can house this data, I can house the activities, and I can deliver on what I'm saying I can deliver on. So for all of you that are small business owners or future small business owners, I just gave you 5 things you should master. Number 1, you should master the holding company concept. Number 2, asset management and acquisitions, especially within the next few years. You should master how to offer high-level services as a consultant. Don't just keep being a product pusher or a service provider. Become an expert in your space. Number 4, master the basic operations of systems and processes, especially for your sales, your marketing, your administration, and your finances. And number 5, master how to build a brand and bring massive value. I would love to get feedback from you. Please put in the comments what your biggest takeaway was, and did this lesson, because I'm really a teacher. I don't even know why I call it a show. I should call it a daily class, because it doesn't matter what I'm doing, I'm going to end up teaching something. I love teaching because I know I love to live what I teach. And I love to help people. I love to give people information. I love to inspire people. That's the preacherpreneur in me, okay? But I hope you got value from this. And remember, if for some reason you're working on the things that I just mentioned that you should master. Maybe you're working on starting and structuring your holding company. Maybe you're working on becoming an asset manager and you want to learn more about asset management, how to create net worth through your company, how to build out intellectual assets. Maybe you're looking at becoming an acquisition specialist in real estate. You want to acquire real estate. Or you're looking at ways to integrate systems and processes. Maybe you're glitching in those areas, okay? If there's anything that you are working on that you need help with, especially in those 5 things that I suggested you should master, we have courses, we have mentorship, coaching, and a lot of different services and support that we offer in all of those things, okay? One of the most strongest assets we have in our company is the asset of helping people engineer businesses that can get them to $1 million, at least $1 million. I know that, okay? It can definitely get you there. But for now, you have access to a free resource. This is our business assessment workbook. And once you download it, click the link in the description. If you have any questions or need some direction on how to continue doing whatever it is that you're doing, we offer a strategy call. My team is available. The millionaire concierges are on the other side. You can text the word strategy to one of those numbers and we'll reach back out to you. We'll jump on a strategy call with you, answer any questions you have, give you more information to help you along the way. Ladies and gentlemen, my time is up for the day. I hope you learned something from our discussion on the 5 things small business owners should master. I appreciate all of you for joining the show. Don't forget to leave a comment, give me some feedback, let me know what your biggest takeaway was, and please subscribe to my YouTube page. Follow us on all platforms at Ramon Preston. Love you all, appreciate you all. We'll be back here, same place, same time, live from the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta, right here on the Ramon Preston Show. Peace. Have an amazing rest